Hey guys, this is Josh, co-founder over here at Newchip and general partner at Journey Venture Partners. Guys, I gotta tell you, the number one reason why I decided to get on the camera right now is because I gotta impart some wisdom on you. I gotta help you guys out because some of you are doing great, right? You're following what we tell you to do, you're doing the right stuff, and clearly one of the things that we didn't emphasize in any of the cohort material, and clearly one of the things that we're not emphasizing right when we have our one-on-ones with you is about checks. And here's a myth. There's this myth that there has to be a standard minimum check size. Now, look, if you're raising $20 million, you don't want to pick up a 10K check. That's not something you want to go take. That's understandable. But for the vast majority of you here, right, you're not raising $50 million. Some of you are raising 500K. Some of you are raising $1 million. Some of you are raising a little bit over $3 million, and that's fine. And there's all these different ways to go and place it out. But here's the crazy part about it, and I really want to think this through with a lot of you early stage companies, and I'm talking about you guys and gals who are raising 500K, even people who are raising $1 million. Let me just drop a knowledge bomb on you and really emphasize this for you guys. That is something we haven't emphasized in the cohorts and in our one-on-one. Take a check. Literally, take a check. It's crazy to me that if I told you right now you're working your 9-to-5 job and I suddenly gave you a $25,000 bonus, bam, right in your pocket, you'd be ecstatic. You'd be to the moon. You probably go out drink, right? You go party a little bit, spend a little bit of that $25,000. Yet when an investor offers you $25,000 out of your 500K raise, out of your $1 million raise, you turn your noses up to it. It's not enough money. It's too small of a check. It's not valuable enough for you guys. Guys, let me just really be very honest with you. If you're turning down a $25,000 check from an investor, you're hurting yourself in a couple different ways. One, that's $25,000. Right? It's a significant portion of a 500K raise. It's a nice, decent little chunk of even $1 million raise, right? Two, the one thing about investors you have to understand is when somebody invests in you, somebody gives you their hard-earned money, they're invested literally in your success. They want you to succeed. And by the way, investors have networks. We get together with one another. We get each other into each other's deals. So you might get a $25K check from me. But that doesn't mean I'm not looping in Jack for another $25K. I'm not looping in Ryan for another $25K. Pretty soon that one $25K check you got in boom, 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 quick succession becomes $100K, becomes $200K, right? It allows you to continue. And by the way, these type of investors, right, when you have your bridge call, because most likely you're going to have a bridge round, right? They're going to be there to put in another 5K, another 10K, maybe even another 25K. And that's important for you. That is really important for you. But right now, too many of you are turning up your noses at 25K checks. And I'll just use myself as an example. This is why we're sitting out here in our new house, in our new yard with Jack shooting this, because I myself invested initially in a company going through this accelerator. And I told them I got another amount of money for them. Let me know when you want me to invest if you meet the metrics and KPIs I need you to meet. They meet the KPIs, they meet the metrics. I love the hustle. They come to me and they say, hey, Josh, would you be willing to put in that other part of the money that you were willing to invest in us? And I said, definitely. Use the same KISS note that we had previously signed together. Just sign it. I'll get the money over to you. I avoided the investment. And here's why. It had sat with them for an entire month. An entire month. I had money set on the side as an investor to invest in them. All they had to do was sign the note. I'd wire the money over. It'd be in their bank account. But they didn't sign the note. I even called them, saying, hey, you said you wanted the money. Let's get this note signed. I'm ready to send it over. But beyond the fact that they didn't sign and they lost out on this money. And by the way, they lost out now on getting any other money from me. Period. End of story. Because if you're not hungry enough to sign a note that you said you wanted in 30 days, well, you must not need the money. You're not going to be hungry enough to go after all the other checks. But most importantly, it's money that's not in their pocket now. Future money that's not in their pocket now. Other investors, I'm not going after for them because why am I going to go put other investor buddies of mine, other VCs I know, in contact with them if when there's money literally on the table, all they got to do is sign for it, they don't sign and they don't get the check. And as an investor, right, forget being part of Newchip, forget everything else. As an investor, for 30 days, I had money that could have been making me money on hold for this individual. And there's nothing that an investor hates more than having dead money, not earning them money. And so if you're watching this, if you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm on a raise, I don't even think I should have a minimum. I think I should have a 100K minimum. I think I should have a 50K minimum. Guys, I'll break it down to you like this. I'm not saying take $100 checks. I'm not saying that. But for the vast majority of you, when you're thinking and saying, you know what, I'm not going to take a 5K check off a $500,000 raise. I'm not going to take a 10K check off a $1 million raise. You got to think about it from a very, very specific perspective. What's your run rate and how much does that minimum check get you? How much more of a run rate does it get you? And by the way, once again, going back to that kind of, if I just bonused you right now on the spot, 10K, you found 10K in a suitcase somewhere and you knew it wasn't drug money or mob money, you'd be excited as all get out to get that 10K. Well, guess what an investment is? Still $10,000, still as exciting. And by the way, I hope if you found that $10,000 in a suitcase, you'd be investing that $10,000 into your company. Because you know what you wouldn't invest? You wouldn't invest $5. You'll buy yourself a coffee. So we all know that $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 has value. So take the damn check. Take the investment. Because I promise you, the number one thing that will happen from a small investment, small investments grow. Investors, especially angel investors, loop in other investors and get them in on the deal. That's how these things work. So keep on hustling, keep on grinding, keep on building your startups, but most importantly, if there is money on the table, take that money. You guys have a great rest of your day.